Hello, I'm Taylour Tedder, City Manager for Boulder City, and welcome to the latest episode of Tedder Talks, a once-a-month look at issues and people impacting Boulder City. The city embarked on a nationwide search for a new Public Works Director in May, and in September, a new director took the reins. Joining me today is Jamie Curreri, Boulder City's Public Works Director. Welcome, Jamie.
Good morning, Taylor.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I was born in Brooklyn, New York. My family moved upstate when I was roughly 8 years old. I went to a city called Port Jervis, where I went to high school, played athletics. After high school, I enrolled in or enlisted in the military, in the United States Air Force, where I was an aerospace ground equipment mechanic for 6 years. After my tour was over, I wound up going back to Port Jervis to be with my family and friends, and I was hired on as a German crane mechanic for a crane company. I did that for about 13 years. After the market dropped in 2008, 2009, I wound up looking for another place of employment where I wound up getting hired on as a water operator for the Matamoros Water Company. I did that for a few years and then was offered a position for one of the largest private communities in the Northeast, Hemlock Farms. And when I got hired on there, I was hired as the water company supervisor. I continued to pursue my bachelor's degree in management, where once I received that, the job as director of public works was offered to me when my predecessor left. So that's where I actually started in as running public works department.
That's great. And Hemlock Farms is really large. It's about 10,000 residents?
Yeah, it's considered a small city. There's 75 miles of one-way road, 82 miles of water mains. It has 4 lakes, recreational facilities, just similar to what we have here in Boulder City. We had our own police department, fire department, emergency response unit, and our own fully operational public works department and water utilities as well.
So a lot of people don't know the scope of work in your department. Can you tell me a little bit about how Public Works impacts so many critical functions in our community?
At Public Works, we are an integral part of the city's operation, from infrastructure to facilities, from the everyday items that you see, for example, like arterial roadways, city hall, things that are in plain view. And then we're also involved in things that you don't see. One of the largest things we deal with are CIP, so capital improvement projects. We see capital improvements from their original thought to the end of the project, whether it's budgeting or hiring contractors or engineering firms to give us the best possible answers to the projects that we have before us here at City Boulder City, to the smallest thing, to a reconstruction of a bathroom.
Sure.
So there's a lot of things that are encompassed in the Public Works Department.
It's always a big thing in a community. You want smooth roads, you want ADA accessibility. And
what people don't see is, yes, there are different departments in the city of Boulder City, but we all work together. Parks and Rec, we work hand in hand with Roger and his staff on, making sure that their events go off smoothly, and it works hand in hand with each other. It's not just the Recs department, but everywhere, PD, fire. One of the things that really attracted me here after my first interview was the camaraderie and the collaboration between all departments.
So what about this role excited you the most?
When I first I actually saw the advertisement for the job. My wife and I got excited right off the get-go. We've been to Vegas quite a few times, traveled down towards Boulder City, didn't really realize, Boulder City and Henderson, but then we started to do some more research on it. And the characteristics that Boulder City is really known for is one of the things that drew me here. And then when I interviewed with you and a couple of our other staff members, the excitement that I felt from yourself and the other directors that I interviewed with, really, it transcended to me. It made me feel like, yeah, this is a place where my wife and I want to stay and really lay down roots. The other thing, and I think the most important, I touched a little bit, is the staff. After meeting everybody and working here a little over 2 months now, the staff has been amazing. I was enamored by how intelligent and professional the staff is that we have here, from the directors all the way down to the technicians. So everybody's made me feel comfortable and warm, but I think honestly, I like the projects that we have going on, but the staff is really the main reason why I chose coming here.
So Jamie, you have a lot of experience in building effective teams and management of people. Can you explain a little bit about the opportunities and challenges of public works management with employees that are often in the field at different job sites, locations, and then you also have a lot of different facilities that you have employees working at?
When you deal with the public works department, you deal with a lot of different personalities. You deal with the gruff all the way up to the soft. It's a unique leadership role, which I embrace because I've always felt myself from my younger days as a quarterback up until today, where being in charge of a team or leading a team just seemed to come natural for me. And when dealing with the public works mindset, you really have to be open to the different challenges that they all face. And like you said, we're dealing with a multitude of things, whether it's streets, lawn, facilities, and then you're dealing with, not only the complexities at work, but you're also dealing with their family complexities. So taking into account that for myself, family is most important. When I talk to my staff, the first thing I really do try to talk about is how's everything at home? How's your family? And I think that goes a long way with them because not only do I ask, but I think they genuinely know that I care.
What drew you to apply for this job in Boulder City? It's far from the East Coast and definitely a little bit warmer.
Yeah, it's a lot warmer, no doubt. So that's an easy answer. My wife and I had been looking for a couple years to try to see where we wanted to finish our careers. My wife actually went to school in New Mexico. I've flown out here for work, whether it's California, Nevada, Arizona, and we really fell in love with the southwest of our country. And my oldest actually lives in New Mexico. So when we'd come out to visit, we just knew that this is really where we wanted to be. So we focused our searches here in the Southwest. I interviewed for quite a few positions. I was offered a couple of positions that I wound up turning down once I saw that Boulder City became available. And after my research, I knew that this is where I wanted to be. So we focused everything on trying to get this role in this position because we knew that this is where we wanted to end our careers and retire.
Well, I'm so glad you're here, and I'm glad that you decided that Boulder City was where you wanted to be. So thanks again for joining me today. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate you.
Be sure to check out Tedder Talks once a month at bcnv.org/Tedder. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next month for the next Tedder Talks.